Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for week 2 of the Halo Ball League. We have an intense matchup here tonight.
In Bartlett, we have Legacy versus Apex in a highly star-studded matchup. Apex coming off a dominating win with a great performance from Dylan Samuels. How do you think he'll follow this one up?
Well, this is going to be a much tougher game for Dylan as Legacy has their entire roster here today. A 4-man rotation of pure goddessry.
Well, let me stop you right there. You said full roster, but they are without Ali strapped Ramani tonight. So we are going to see how that's going to impact them.
Yeah, but their big 4 featuring Kevin Bauman, Pete Schaefer, Emmett Healy, and Pat Blanchard is looking very unstoppable in this game.
As Pat Blanchard, you may have recognized him last week. He played on Apex and put on a quite electrifying show with his high-flying slams.
And since then, he's been transferred to Legacy full-time, so this will be his new home in the Halo Ball League. But now we are getting a word from Halo Picks. We have the line set at -1.5 Legacy for today's game.
Well, I think that's quite the fair line. I think this is going to be a battle, and I'm surely not... I don't know who's going to win.
Unfortunately.
Seems as if Alonzo is back from the bathroom, ladies and gentlemen, just in time for tip-off.
Oh, that Burger King did not sit well with me, Jimmy Terror.
Some might say that those mozzarella sticks from Burger King are to die for.
And they're so dry, but yet so to die for, Jimmy.
Especially when consumed in Cougar Woods Dining Hall.
I mean, they're famous out there in University of Houston for their delectable taste and elite feel.
And up for the tip-off, we have Apex's Dylan Samuels and Legacy's Pete Schaefer. Ball's up. And Legacy
chasing that thing down like it's a newly single girlfriend.
It's like he's Tom and that ball was Jerry.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And I am noticing, Jimmy, that they have Emmett Healy on the bench to start.
Oh my goodness, and Kevin Bauman seemed to be swatting his own teammate's shot.
And that's the man I think should be coming off the bench, the clumsy specimen that is Bauman.
And Pete with a monster slam over Depoy candidate Galani.
And Legacy's ball movement right out of the gate is unbelievable. Apex has got their first challenge of the year.
Galani gathers his own rebound. Dylan, the failed putback, and Pete Schaefer rallies it in.
I think that one might have fell if Dylan didn't touch it. Unfortunate there for Apex.
Pete draws the whistle. We'll shoot one.
And if you give Pete any room to get going there, he will just jump right into you and draw those fouls.
I mean, I totally agree. He's got a monstrous frame, and he is not afraid to use it when going up against Galani.
But that shooting form is not great. I mean, you could leave him out there at the free throw line all night long like it's a Motel 6, baby.
It looked like Joakim Noah just woke up from a 14-hour nap with that jump shot.
Re-signed with the Bulls.
Here we have Pat at the top of the key to Bauman. The lob!
Oh, and that's a
swatted by Galani!
That was a push in the back there by Blanchard that the ref completely missed.
Here we have Galani. To Zeekman! The shot!
Nearly falls. Legacy's on the fast break.
Not so fast when you put it into Bauman's hands.
Really, no. He's like Turbo, the snail, but without the turbo.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Alonzo.
I mean, he's really one of those side characters in Turbo. You don't remember their names.
Like the brother that lived in the junkyard,
Yeah, straight from the junkyard. They call him the alley cat.
Perfect Kevin Bauman comparison, Alonzo.
Oh, boy.
And Ason! He travels!
That's a travel. Ason didn't like it, but that's
Bauman
a travel.
inside to Schaefer with the slam!
He missed!
What? I'm getting worried that did not go in. But that was one of the sexiest slams I've ever seen.
Quite sexy, but he's lacking that hand-eye coordination to finish those.
If I were Carly Rae Jepsen, I would say to Pete, call me maybe another time for that slam.
Oh, and speaking of call me maybe, Ali Sabet calling Pat Blanchard the greatest prospect to ever walk the Halo Ball League lands.
With his vert is unmatched, and that's undoubtable,
And he's the Simba of this league as Dylan lays one in.
Pass intercepted by Galani. The smooth slice up and under. Rebounded by Galani for the slam.
And that's only one there because it did touch the rim. It is not an alley-oop.
Bauman watching his steps there.
And that's air. Never mind.
Rattles around the rim. Ah! Oh my goodness.
And that one is hot.
That ball must have been moving at least 55 miles an hour.
Made of molten lava.
Oh my lord. You would think that's impossible in the Aqua Marina Battle Dome, but you figure out something new every day.
Me and Jim are like Fireboy and Lava Girl.
Oh, baby.
As Pete Schaefer misses another dunk, he cannot connect with the inside of the rim.
It seems as if the rumors are turning out to be valid. As Ace by Bauman.
Bauman with the block.
Oh my lord. Sent that one back to 2017 when Ryan Samuels was born.
Oh boy! Out to Madagascar to meet Gloria!
Oh boy! I love you, King Julian!
And this one is electric. It's a 6-2 game.
You know, and Blanchard with the steal in transition to Coach to Bauman.
Ace misses the layup. The putback champ.
They're slowing it down for the half-court set here.
And Zeekman just let Pat baby him there. He said, "That's my ball."
Reminding me of Jimbo from Boss Baby there, a bit.
A little bit.
Bauman fighting for the O board against big body Zeekman.
And Bauman is the Haslam of this league as he stands 40 years old, looking tough out there.
And those ankles have built up quite some frost by now.
Yep. They're well known to be frosty.
Rumor has it that Bauman's leg sleeve is actually infused with anti-aging serum.
Hey, sir!
And it's an advanced technology, one you would see in a Divergent or Maze Runner type series.
I totally agree with you.
But yet this is real life, Jimmy.
And that just goes to show how great technology is for our society.
I mean, Jimmy, can we talk about the AI revolution right now?
You know, if we're going to talk about the AI revolution and not mention Christian Radke, we'd be doing ourselves a disservice.
As Pat Blanchard throws down that ChatGPT slam.
I don't see what slam you're referring to, Brandon.
As
Alonzo.
Apex ends up 7-4 in this first quarter. We are going to send this one down for a sideline report with
Todd David.
Thank you, Jimmy. And we are here with Legacy's captain, Kevin Bauman. How do you feel after that first quarter?
You know, I'm feeling really good. It feels really good to have, the squad back together after just us not showing up for the first game. It feels good to be together,
What type of game plan do you have going for the rest of the game?
For the rest of the game, I think just keep doing what we're doing. We're figuring each other out. And I think just work smart, not hard,
Yeah. And now to send it back to you guys in the booth.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, for second quarter coverage of Apex versus Legacy. And as we can see, the pools are back out on the field here in the Battle Dome.
I mean, in Aqua Marina, you always got to be ready to be in the splash zone with those kiddie pools appearing in the second and third quarters.
It was just a few days ago that we witnessed one of the biggest splashes in league history with Asan Galani.
I mean, people are still talking about it. I see clips on my feed 24/7. Galani splashed into that thing like a beluga whale.
Oh, you put it perfectly there. Just as if he were a beluga whale, how he jumped into that pool.
I mean, it was like Popeye controlling the animals of the ocean.
It was also like Popeye controlling the fast food business with how good their chicken sandwich is.
I mean, I don't even want to get started on that Chicky Sammy right now.
Pete with the midair double clutch, showing his athleticism.
And Pete clocked a 32-inch vert at our combine this year, so he definitely can be using that in this game.
It seems as if Zeekman has been stung by a mosquito mid-game.
I mean, those mosquitoes are rampant. They love the taste of the blueberry jam.
And speaking of blueberry jam, you gotta look at Dylan Samuels!
Oh, on Pete Schaefer's head! Like a toupee on a bald man!
When you look at Pete Can't Windmill Schaefer, you just gotta think, what is he doing? What's he doing out there? He's got to put his head in the game if their team wants success.
As Emmett Healy puts in a nice midi. Dylan slams it into the kiddie pool.
And it seems as if now Pete's socks are slightly wet.
And that
This
ball,
might further hinder his ability to windmill.
that ball is also very wet. It's slipping out of players' hands. Depoy
Galani pulls out the jersey wipe mid-game.
jersey wipe
in the walls. Oh my goodness! ESPN Top 10 Who?
Hamdinali Galani!
Oh my! Sausage on a pancake, baby!
Oh, take me to Denny's!
Speaking of Denny's, we would like to take a moment to shout out our sponsorship, Denny's.
And Halo picks. As Zeekman corrals the loose one out to Dylan, gets fouled.
Zeekman truly fighting for his life after that mosquito bite.
I mean, you can see that welt forming. It looks like he just exited the paintball arena with no safety protection.
I mean, I'm not that good at reading lips, but it seems as if he was asking his sideline for a sub. But Apex does not have any subs today.
No, sir. As Dylan hits another free throw. His free throw percentage is the best in the league by far.
Getting physical down there is Healy. Yeah.
And surprisingly, Apex is controlling this game. I mean, people were talking. There was chatter that Legacy would be unstoppable.
Zeekman may have been playing on moon gravity setting there the way he threw that one over.
I mean, it was looking like Jetpack Joyride jailbroken version. As Asan lines it up and Dylan slams.
You know, you look at how high that water is bouncing. It just goes to show how much force Dylan is slamming that ball down with. As Emmett slices through the contact to draw the foul.
And Jimmy, I want to take it back to that play where Dylan slammed. The shot into the misdirect alley-oop is one of the best plays in all of Halo Ball. That really has been helping this Asan-Dylan dynamic.
Oh, of course. You know, once you get your defender up in the air, it's game over. As shown there once again by Galani.
I mean, I think Galani's got to be an MVP talks the way him and Dylan are both controlling this league.
And Pete Schaefer rises up! It was no windmill, but holy!
Oh my God, we're still on the wind farm the way that hoop is blowing around.
Is that Neil Armstrong? Punched out. Gathered by Schaefer.
Elects to not shoot.
And Pat draws contact. No foul is called.
As Dylan throws it to himself, that should be two. It went over the line. I don't know. Oh! Dylan was looking to the ref and nearly had his life ended by Pete Schaefer.
Wow. We would have had to call up the local cemetery immediately for the burial.
I mean, bring your flowers, go to the local florist. I can't say enough great things about Amelia.
I love Amelia. You know, she gives the best flowers. They always smell amazing.
And if you know her, she gives you those discounted rates. Just tell her you know Jimmy Terror, and you should get a nice discount.
Amelia, if you're watching this, love you, girl.
We love you. Depoy candidate Galani gathers the loose rebound.
They're doing the tiki-taka strategy in the open field. The inside pass to Emmett. Back out to Schaefer.
He does not want to shoot. And
Emmett
that is
nearly
why.
grabs it and puts it in. And the foul on Galani as Pat will go to the line to shoot one.
Great call by the ref. Galani is looking like the hack of the league, the way he just gets in there and slaps those wrists.
But at the same time, Alonzo, you can't forget about his multiple defensive lockdown performances. And that jelly bag.
That was a clean 2 steps, a nice stride from Galani.
You would think he's at the vineyard the way he's making all that jelly.
And t-shirt brand Vineyard Vines is looking for potential sponsorships with Depoy candidate Asan Galani.
You know, rumor has it that they will be signing a deal shortly as Dylan catches the lob, tries to lay it, is no good.
And that ground is slippery as Zeekman just chucks it up to no one. Who is he passing to?
It could be that mosquito bite getting to his head.
And it may have been a venomous one, and it's causing him to do loopy things out there.
You know, if I were Legacy's medical staff, I would get him checked out instantly.
It could be Zika.
Apex. My fault.
In the
I'm
final
running down the
seconds.
spin move and oh my goodness! Slotted by Blanchard!
Oh my gosh! He sent that out of there like a foster kid!
Oh my goodness! Not even that foster kids leave the system that quickly!
Oh! First day and gone!
And with that, we'll send it down to Bingo Sharpie and the fellas for the halftime analysis.
We are broadcasting live to all of our ladies and gentlemen out there watching the Halo Ball League Season Week 2 Game 3 matchup between Apex and Legacy. I am, of course, Bingo Sharpie with my co-hosts
Todd David.
And Elmo Gritty.
Boys, what did we see in that first half?
We saw a discombobulated Legacy team in that first half.
Couldn't agree with you more, Todd. And, you know, reports before the game were showing that Legacy star Schaefer was planning to windmill this game. And to my dismay, he just couldn't pull it off.
Unfortunately, we didn't see anything really from Schaefer, a ton of missed dunks. But can we talk about the starting lineup that Legacy brought out this week with Bauman in the rotation and Emmett Healy out?
I think that was the stupidest thing they could have done. I mean, Bauman offers 0 passing, 0 finishing, 0 defense. He offers nothing to the team.
I completely agree. You know, he's drawn comparisons to Udonis Haslem, and they're not for no reason. What do you think about that, Bingo?
I mean, I think it's more of an ego issue here. Bauman just simply cannot put himself as that 4th roster spot, even though he probably knows deep down internally that Emmett Healy should be in the game. And I was seeing Emmett get a little bit demoralized. I mean, we all mean, but Todd, what do you mean the most?
Sorry.
I mean, you're sorry about it, and are you sorry?
when you matched up against a guy like Galani, there's not much to be thrilled about, I gotta say.
I mean, Depoy Canada Galani was splashing around in his week 1 opener, his week 2 opener, and even in this week 3 opener.
I mean, I even was shown the video of Galani getting into the splash zone by my children this week.
I mean, I was watching AFV, and I see Galani as one of the 2nd or 3rd clips.
You know, they say you gotta love Galani. This has been
your Halo Ball League halftime analysis with Bingo Sharpie and the boys. It's back to you for the 3rd quarter.
Thank you, Bingo, for that great analysis. We're here to kick it off with the 3rd quarter action. The score is 9-19 Apex in a surprising dominant game.
And sharp sports bettors are in absolute shambles right now at home on their couches. A lot of people expected Legacy to run away with this game.
You know, and I myself was one of the people who believed that Legacy was favored in this game.
Jimmy, I think me and you were both in the same boat. I mean, it was like canoeing on a Sunday evening.
Honestly, it was like a good old knee board in Wisconsin. And Ason gets stuffed by the rim.
It was a shooter Magruder for those that don't know Halo Ball terminology. And that's
on the inside, right by Bauman. Bauman seeming to show a low motor out there.
Oh boy, Zeekman under the rim.
The Magruder is no good.
And a lot of Magruders in this game. I mean, I love to see them. I live for those.
Bauman, the backdoor cut. Cannot escape from Zeekman as he falls.
Zeekman is clamping. And eventually gets scored on. And Jimmy, I'm seeing that by these kiddie pools, the water is splashing out and causing a wet surface for many players to slip on.
Yeah, you know, that's just one of the things that comes with this atmosphere. The Battle Dome is rigorous, and Apex knows it especially.
Mm-hmm.
But for Legacy, it could be a hard adjustment, and that could be why we're seeing this discrepancy.
Unreal hustle from Legacy as they have 2 players dive to save the ball. I mean, you can't say enough great things about that Legacy heart and hustle.
And out of all the plays Bauman could have chosen to hustle on, why that one?
I'm not sure, but I'm absolutely and thoroughly impressed with Bauman right now.
You know, I can't say the same. He's out there with a low motor, and he's not really showing any determination or grit.
Interesting you say that, Tara. I mean, it feels weird to be not on the same page as you.
You know, Alonzo, they say we're like 2 peas in a pod. They say we have quite the bromance. But, you know, this time we're just going to have to agree to disagree.
And I know, you know, our fans down in America will be disappointed that we're just not on the same page or even in the same book.
And here we go. As for my point, Bauman just lazily smacking the line for defense. That's just a goaltend. That's 2 points for the other team.
And 2 points is a huge deal. He immediately gets subbed out by the Legacy head coach, Jim Barino-Tino. I mean, you got to take him out.
A smart move by Barino-Tino there.
Yeah. I mean, he always knows best. He's been leading Legacy to multiple deep playoff runs over the years.
Some of you who may be unfamiliar with the history books, Jim Barino-Tino has actually been a founding father of the Halo Ball League ever since it began.
I mean, people compare him to the Greg Popovich of the NBA, or, I mean, the Kasano Nakamoto to Bitcoin, you know?
Totally agree with you. As Dylan grabs it, working on Schaefer down in the low post. The floater.
And they're just doubling him down there. They're saying, we're not letting Dylan beat us.
And Ason plants his feet.
Oh, he takes the charge!
And that's just what you get out of Depoy candidate Galani. Just a purely effort play right there. And now he's in transition. He throws it up.
And what is that? We are in Aqua Marina, and there's been a splashdown.
Emmett Healy's shoes are now soaking wet, as if they've been marinating in the Indian Ocean for 4 months.
Oh, they're so marinated, it's ready to cook.
Oh my God, Siegman! Get that out of here!
Oh, Jimmy, you gotta love this.
Blanchard with the absolutely stifling stop.
And this game is electric. The Aqua Marina Battle Dome is jumping.
Oh my goodness! It seems as if all 50,000. Oh my goodness! So many things at once!
Oh, we don't even know what's going on.
Oh my goodness! That slippery ball coming in.
And it slips right out of Pete Schaefer's hands.
Oh my goodness! What a sequence right there! Truly incredible.
And home court advantage is definitely making a statement here in the Apex Arena.
Oh, what's this? What's this? It seems as if there's a random man just lurking around the stadium right now. Do you see that guy?
I see him over there. Seems to be doing media for the Halo Ball League.
Very interesting. You know, who let him stand that close to the game?
I'm not sure, but I definitely think his higher-ups and those bosses may be having a word with him at the end of the game.
I also got to say, I really do not like his sunglasses.
I mean, if I were him right now, I'd be really disappointed with myself.
Here we see Zeekman.
He's been leading that offense all day.
Totally agree with you, but one thing he has been failing to do is utilizing the 2 steps he has.
Yep. I mean, he's more of a statue out there. Medusa's charm really worked on him this game.
You know, I can't agree with you more, but when he is out there, I think that is when he's at his best.
I mean, as long as he's out there, he's at his best.
I meant to say out there on the perimeter.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, perimeter, interior, exterior, he's at his best. And we got a media timeout as Apex leads 28-13. And Jimmy, I mean, the electricity in that run in the third quarter where just everything was happening at once.
Yeah, no, I couldn't help but bust out the wiggle right there just to show my excitement.
I mean, that was one of the most electrifying moments this season, I'd have to say.
Speaking of electrifying, we have to talk about that end of period swat by Blanchard on Samuels.
Yeah, but if we're talking Blanchard, can we talk about how he has been nothing today without co-partner Dylan Samuels?
I mean, I would slightly agree with you. I don't think he's been nothing, but, you know, he definitely has not been performing as how he did in week 1.
I mean, at the very least, he's a microbiome with no arms, but he's not doing much out there.
He's like one of those little environments in a jar, you know. It's got a little worms in there, but not much else.
As Dylan gets another point and another one.
Oh my goodness, he misses.
He misses twice.
Oh my goodness, that's bound to be on Shackton Abul.
Yeah, I mean, Shackton Abul definitely in that top 3, top 2-ish area. Am I right, Jimmy?
When it comes to things in general, I have to agree with you.
Jimmy, and that's why I love you.
And Bauman absolutely loses control.
The skyhook goes 15 feet over.
It's got to be that mosquito bite repelling Bauman with its natural sense.
As he slams one home there for the redemption.
And Galani absolutely frightened by Pete Schaefer right there. With time winding down, Galani steps outside the arc. And Bauman just let him have that shot. Luckily, he missed, but
Disappointing Legacy defense all game long. But with that, we should send it down for the third quarter. And who are we talking to, Jimmy?
we're talking to Mirkovic.
And he will be doing an elite sideline report with Pat Blanchard.
Thank you to you guys in the booth. Pat, a rough 3 quarters to start the game. What do you think Legacy needs to do to win this game?
We need to stop Dylan. He's too many easy baskets. We got to get out in transition, and we're going to win it.
How would you say your gameplay has been today?
It's not as I planned it, but we still got one more quarter. So I'm confident we'll pull it out.
All right. Thank you. Send it back to you in the booth.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at the Halo Ball League. Legacy and Apex are playing at the start of this fourth quarter.
It's been fairly uncompetitive so far, as the score is 14-30. Apex more than doubling Legacy's point total.
Quite surprising as this fourth quarter gets underway. Is this still a contest, Jimmy?
I'm afraid to say it, but no. I think Kevin Bauman had the chance to set off the game with the fire, and with that...
Oh boy, and Legacy gets
I'm sorry,
alley-oop.
I was dazed by that slam by Pat there. Oh my lord.
I mean, we were like the hypnotic Pokemon there. Lost.
Like drowsy.
Oh, drowsy, baby.
Here's Bauman, top of the key, using his steps, throwing it away.
I mean, you don't see many bounce passes in Halo Ball, and that's the reason why they often just don't bounce.
We are playing on some aqua-rained turf here. So those bound passes are especially susceptible to just dying right on the ground.
Yep. And these opening minutes here for Legacy are huge. If they don't put up a stand, this game will be all but over.
I totally agree with you, Alonzo, as Pat sends that one flying back to Apex's side of the court.
And what I'm getting from Apex is that they're trying to slow the game down here as Dylan slams that one home to really just sanctify that lead.
If I'm Legacy here, all I'm doing is jacking threes at this point.
Pat goes right by.
The ones really aren't doing it.
And that transition from Dylan, I mean, somebody's got to get back. When you make a basket, you got to know, go back, guard that man. As he gets another steal.
Oh my goodness, and a self-lob after sending Pete flying!
I mean, that's a travel. I think he threw it to himself and it didn't go over the line. As Bauman misses the bunny and dribbles.
I think that when it comes to winning, there's an X factor and a Y factor. The X factor is that guy who you need to win, and the Y factor is why you didn't win.
And the W factor for Bauman is, what are you doing?
You look at Bauman, he's wearing those middle school looking kicks, looking like a fool.
And Jimmy, I think, it's a little personal there for Bauman. He's one of the great players in this Halo Ball League. Easily a first ballot Hall of Famer.
As Zeekman tries to take the passive block attempt there, just standing and letting Blanchard have his way with that slam.
And Jimmy, can we talk a little bit about how Zeekman prepares for these games? Because he has a very rigorous routine, I was told by inside reporter Melanie Abood.
Oh, yeah, of course. He starts it off by applying 7 separate layers of SPF 55 sunscreen, along with 3 bottles of off-bug spray.
Yep. And yet, today, it still wasn't enough to keep those mosquitoes away.
It really wasn't, and that could be a reason why we've seen such a rattled Zeekman today.
And yet, Apex is still standing strong, leading this game 36-22.
And Bauman just can't get off the ground to catch those lobs. Truly disappointing for Legacy fans.
And Blanchard has been their only saving grace. As Bauman says, get that shit out to likely player of the game, Dylan Samuels.
Samuels is going to make Bauman regret that. As he swoops under, but the shot is no good. He did have him jumping in the air, though.
And Bauman is getting into this. The beef between Bauman and Samuels is real.
At the end of the day, I don't think there's much basis for Bauman to stand on. His team is getting embarrassed right now. And it's led by the charge of Dylan Samuels.
Yeah, but it's getting so beefy. It's like he stopped at Brat Stop.
Oh my goodness! Give him the jerky, baby!
As Bauman slams a reverse jam home.
Speaking of jam, one of our sponsors is Denny. Sorry.
And we got a 9-point game here.
And the slam and stare down by Samuels, getting right in Bauman's face, saying, "What are you going to do about it, old man?"
And let's look at the response.
It barely nudges the rim there. And Samuels takes off. The lob to Galani, no good.
And Zeekman lines up a 3.
Samuels nearly corrals it for the putback. And Pat with the lob to Schaefer, it's good for 2.
And that's what Legacy needs to do. If they move the ball around like that, they have more good players than Apex has. And they would have won this game, but they just aren't simply willing to play Team Halo ball.
Oh my goodness! Did you see the length on that arm stretch, baby? Oh my goodness!
God.
You would have thought he was the entire length of Demon at Six Flags Great America.
Oh my God, extended that one back like the Little Dipper.
Oh Lord, the giant drop on the slam.
Oh, and it's the Six Flags metaphors for me. As this game winds down, Apex took it 42-28.
And the takeaways from this game is Apex is looking like the team to beat.
Undefeated on the season. We are going to send it down now to player of the game to talk with Todd David about Dylan's amazing performance.
I'm Todd David.
And I am, of course, Todd David.
And here we have our player of the game, Dylan Samuels. Many people after the draft were doubting your confidence, and now you're 3-0. What do you have to say about that?
Keep hating, man. Apex is gonna do us, man. Me, Asan, Zachman, doesn't matter who's on the team. If you're on Apex, you're gonna win.
And Dylan, we've been really impressed. Really impressed with your performance this year. What are you going to do when teams start double teaming you? What is the answer?
I'm gonna look to my teammates. I think that's the only option there. And if they're doubling, someone's gonna be open. Asan played amazing in these 2 games. He showed what it's like to be a Robin to a Batman, and I think it's gonna be a great season for us.
Dylan, I love the confidence. I just can't wait to see what you're going on to do with the rest of the season. This has been Todd David
And Todd David. We are signing off.